Assalamu alaikum, everybody. This is your host Salman Daud with another episode of Work Life Stories with Salman. Today we have another special guest, Miss Ambreen Qureshi. She worked as an associate HR business partner at CureMD. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. कैसी हैं आप?
Walaikum salam, Salman. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much.
Um, um, so do you want me to introduce
Yes, please.
myself? Okay.
Please.
So like you said, yeah, I worked at CureMD for about 1.7 years as an associate HR business partner. And to be honest, it has been a great experience because it was a new, I would say, field for me because I had no past experience when it came to HR business partnership. But I feel it was a relatively new role for me as well, and generally for many people. But I feel this role is very exciting and it has a lot of learning to it. So yes, that's it about me.
Okay. So, how's the HR function structured in your organization, and where does your HRBP role fit in?
Okay, so at QMD, since it's a very big company, it
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of employees, about 1,000 plus, if I'm not wrong,
Mm-hmm.
approximately. And for for the company itself, obviously handling a lot of employees is not just a one man job,
Yeah.
as for many smaller businesses, it's different for bigger businesses.
Mhm.
So our HR department was divided into different segments, I would say.
Mm.
Segments in the sense that it was previously an HR generalist role, but the generalist, whatever the tasks that the generalists performed, they were divided into bigger teams. So,
Mm.
for example, we had a separate team for talent acquisition. We have a separate team for talent acquisition. We have a separate team for L&D, learning and
Yes.
development, a separate team for HR business partners.
Mhm.
And HR business partners are also further divided into different, I would say, divisions. So I dealt with the services division. There were other divisions as well, like RCM and
Mm.
the engineering division. So they had separate HR business partners. Then we had HR operations, which comprised of talent enablement and talent engagement.
Mm.
And then that was it. We also collaborated with the finance department, with the legal department. So all of them had different
Mm.
functions. Yeah.
Okay. So, on a day-to-day basis, what kind of work do you do as an HR business partner?
So generally, I would say that our role comprises of handling the entire employee life cycle,
Mm.
starting from requisition gathering to employee onboarding. So HR business partners do not hire. That is
Mm.
the that is where the talent acquisition team comes in.
Yeah.
We gather the requisitions for the talent acquisition team. Then we handle the employee onboarding when they come their first day. We introduce them to the managers, to the team, so that they are well gelled in. Then their entire experience at the company, that
Mm.
includes their probation, it includes their appraisals, any sort of grievances, I would say, that those things are handled by us as HR
Mm.
business partners. And then their offboarding, which also includes their exit interviews, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. So are you you are into HR business partner field? So are you familiar with the Dave Ulrich model, HR model?
Yes, I actually read about it as well.
Mm. Mm.
Um, so, according to what according to my research, I
Mm.
found that it is related to strategic partnership,
Yeah.
and it also includes the administrative work. Is basically sort of is a summary of what an HR business partner does or should be doing at a company, like employee grievances and being a change management manager and things like that. So, yes, I'm familiar with
So,
this
like,
model.
would you say your organization follows it in practice?
Um, I think yes, because firstly, the HR business partner role is a new role, relatively. I would say when I was introduced to it, I wasn't familiar with it because it had just been, I think, 2 to 3 years since many companies had started to adopt this role into their organizations. But I think this model is applicable to the company that I work for because we were strategically involved with the, I would say, we would give strategic analysis or any sort of insight to the managers, to the top management, and that would also be related to the strategic, I would say, partnership with the employees as well, like a very good balance between the employees and the top management. Then I would say yes, change management as well also was a part of our role because um, many employees and many managers, I would say top management, sometimes are very resistant to change, sometimes are very not open to many projects or things like that. But our role was to sort of educate them on the projects or on the initiatives that we were trying to bring and tell them about their importance as well. Similarly, with the top management as well, if we had to bring a change, any sort of policy that we would introduce, this was something that we were already practicing, which also was a part of this model that you mentioned. And then the administrative role, yes, because I would say the basic task that every HR person should know or should be doing, irrespective of their, I would say, role, be it talent acquisition, be it HR business partnership or talent or the operations. I would say administrative role is the basic where you start off from. It is the basic one because you need to know how to manage your workload. You need to manage your the employee data. If you're still if you need to have hard copies of it, you need to maintain that. You need to maintain the soft copies and everything like that, everything of that sort. So I still feel that this model was very well applicable on the company that I work for. Yeah.
Okay. That's great. So, like, do you have separate teams for routine HR work, or like, does HR handle everything together? Like, I'm talking about payroll, hiring, and L&D.
Okay, so like I mentioned before, since it's a very big company,
Yes.
we our HR was initially, yes, when this HR business partner role or the company was not that big, the HR generalist role did exist, but they slowly transitioned towards expanding their HR team as well, which I feel was a very great idea because HR burnout does exist, and we don't want to sort of trickle that down to the employees or to the management either. So yes, we have a separate team for L&D, and that is also divided into different divisions. We
Yes.
have a separate team for payroll as well, the finance department. We are definitely in touch with them when it comes to appraisals or probations. Um, then we have a separate team for talent acquisition as well, which is entirely responsible for hiring.
Yes. Okay. So, like, what challenges do you face while working as an HRBP, like, especially when dealing with the business managers?
I think the main challenge would be change, resistance to change, because when employees and managers, obviously they are overburdened with
Mhm.
work, they have a lot to look at. When we try to bring different initiatives, when we try to bring different policies, obviously there is a resistance,
Mhm.
because they are used to their um, their old ways. But I feel this can be easily countered if we understand the important requirements and actually bring really good initiatives, not those
Mhm.
that are generic and those that do not fit in for the company, but those that are actually tailored to their specific needs.
Mhm.
If we bring those kind of initiatives to the company and for the people, then I feel this resistance to change and change management would be very easier.
Mhm.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. So, in your opinion, like, can Dave HRBP model work well in Pakistan, or like, does it need any kind of changes?
I think this model and this role is a very good role because
Mhm.
it separates out the basic, I would say the most essential part of HR and
Mhm.
its actual purpose, which I feel is not only being a voice for the employees and for the management, but also bringing strategic change
Mhm.
for um, the respective insights that we get from the employees and from the management.
Mhm.
We do want to bring change, and we do want to sort of make sure that they are not only the employees are heard, but we also act upon those things as well. So
Mhm.
I think this role is very relevant, and it still has a lot of room to grow and a lot of room to, uh, I would say, expand, because um, strategy and um, strategy is very important for a company and insight as well. So I
Mhm.
feel HR business partners would be in a better position to work with the top management when it comes to strategy. So yes, this role is very important.
So don't you think like there's a less acceptance for these new things? Like if we talk about even the bigger organization, they would say like it's a bookish knowledge we don't follow. We would be working on the routine work or routine HR policies. So how do you think like we can make this possible in these organizations?
I think um, it is really important, and it I think it's not bookish, I would say. It
Mhm.
still needs to be tailored to different organizations, still needs to be the organizations need to understand its
Yes.
importance as well. That I feel is just another factor, I would say, as a resistance to change,
Mhm.
because HR, a business partnership, is not just handling day to day tasks. That
Yeah.
is, I feel, a basic role, a
Mhm.
basic level task that every HR should be doing.
Yes.
That is not the only thing that they should be
Mhm.
doing. They should go beyond, and they should think for their own growth as a
Yes.
person and for the organization as well, inevitably. But I think administrative work is a task that everyone should be doing in a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
It's not something that that is very big, or that should be glorified, in the sense that it is a very big task. They
Mhm.
should think beyond that.
Yeah.
So I think organizations, if they are open to this idea, if they acknowledge
Mhm.
and if they learn more about this role, they would definitely adopt it.
Yeah, exactly. That's insightful. So, like, based on your experience, what advice would you give to organizations in Pakistan that want to successfully implement the HRBP role, or secondly, the ones who are entering into this field?
Um, in my opinion, I feel knowing the business acumen is very important. So for me, when I joined, I didn't know what the organization. I knew obviously I had to research about the organization,
Yes.
but in terms of the details, in terms of the depth of the work, and even about the employees, if you want to make a decision, if you want to come up with initiatives, you need to know the business.
Yeah.
You need to know what they're doing and what problems that they can encounter and what I would say any sort of issue that could you could foresee as well. So I think business acumen is very important if you want to know about your organization, if you want to know about your uh, role as an HR business partner or as an HR itself. You need to first dig in to what each department does and what future holds. So I think this is a very important factor, and then that is the basis on which you come up with that is basically everything stems down from it. So that is the topmost and the basic level. Because you are working with the top management, you are working with the employees, you have to know the business. So
Okay.
I think that is the basic advice I would give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One last thing, like many of the people who are going to look at this podcast on YouTube, I want you to say something for the ones who are just ending up with their education and entering into their professional life. So please say something for them as well.
I think I believe that everyone can do and achieve everything they want in life if they are determined, if they really want it. And if you think, and what I believe is that I have always been a person who believes that if you just focus on one thing, you might lose the opportunity for the others. So everyone has the ability to multitask. Don't overburden yourself. Don't be overwhelmed. Always ask for help if you need it. Don't dwell on things. Don't overthink. And plan everything out. Obviously, obviously, he knows and he has planned everything for you, but you need to sort of sit down and think where you are headed, and you need to plan it out for yourself as well in the short term. In the long term, everything falls into place if you are working hard right now. And I would say this is the age. Go for it. Go for whatever you want to do, and dream big. Always dream big, because it might seem impossible for you, but for God, it's always possible. So, yes.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing an amazing, great knowledge. And thank you for your time. And it was nice having a good talk with you.
Thank you so much, Salman. No, no,
Thank you.
thank you so much for
Thank you
having
very
me.
much.
It was great.
Thank you.